So how do we learn to open ourselves up and be vulnerable to allow for seduction to happen? If so, we're really interested in someone, we're like, oh, we want to start dating this person, we're really excited about the potential, but we're also don't want to ruin it and mess up.
Yeah. Well, each relationship is different.
Yeah.
Right? I talk to a lot of people on this vulnerability issue. The greatest mistake people make is they judge simply on appearances.
Yes.
And of course, we all have sexual desire, we have physical desires, and often we're attracted to people and there's a sexual component, but the character of that person doesn't mesh with us, right?
Yes.
And so the physical stuff doesn't last that long. It can't go on forever, although it can go on fairly well if you connect on that level. But it kind of dies down at some point, and then you're confronted with their psychology, their personality, their character. You have to think, can I talk to this person in 5 years and carry on an interesting conversation? Can I sit across from the table if you want a long-term relationship and find a stimulating conversation with them? Because that's really what it ends up boiling down to. And so you really want to be able to also judge their character. And if you're able to look inside the other person a little bit and to see a kind of deeper connection between you, I believe that the sexual part, which is extremely important in any relationship, will actually be intensified and heightened, right? As opposed to the immediate kind of animal attraction that we have to people. So if you deepen your connection to that person and love is involved, where you actually feel a vulnerability to them in this kind of back and forth electrical charge, I think the physical component, the value of it increases.
Right.
So that's the number one mistake people make,
Do people have sex too early?
Well, I don't know what's going on necessarily with young people right now. I know the hookup culture is still pretty strong, and guys are watching a lot of porn, and so that's probably a tendency. And traditionally, and things have changed, it was the woman who had more to lose by becoming pregnant, who tried to keep the sex at bay for at least several weeks or months or longer, and that's kind of been lost. But yeah, I think the fact that the falling in love process generally takes time, right? I mean, we do have love at first sight, and it is a real phenomenon, and I've had it myself.
Really?
Yeah. But the idea, so there's a famous French writer named Stendhal who wrote a great book called On Love, one of the greatest books written about love. It was in the early 19th century. And he compared to falling in love to what he called crystallization. And it's based on this thing where you would throw a piece of wood into this mine in Germany somewhere at Salzburg, and then you would pull it out like a week later and it would be filled with all of these brilliant crystals. And he compared that to the process of falling in love. The person is just who they are. They're like a trunk of a tree. But your mind kind of puts all these qualities on them, crystallizes them into some kind of ideal figure, right? And so that mental process takes time, right? It requires also some distance and some fantasizing, sort of basic elements of human psychology. So
what do you mean by distance?
Well,
like don't spend all your time with the person in the first month.
and if you're having sex right away, it's too close, it's too intimate, it's too early to be able to go through that process, right? And often, there's usually a letdown after that initial sexual encounter if you have it too early, right? Whereas opposed to letting time go by and letting the other person begin to think about you and fantasize about you, and in their mind sort of imagine some interesting qualities about you and fascinate them, which is what he calls this crystallization process. I mean, literally think of it that way, that you're having you're in their mind, they're kind of forming this sort of ideal crystal image of you, right? And it takes time, and it takes some absence. It takes the ability to say, you're not in their face all the time. You disappear for a couple days, a couple weeks or whatever, not weeks, but a few days. You let them think about you, and you let that kind of spell Because seduction and love is kind of a spell that you're casting, right? And there's an art to it. And so the mistake people have is they're in too much of a hurry, right?
Too much in a hurry to what? To have sex, to fall in love, to...
Yeah, or to have like a really, intimate relationship, or to get married, or whatever it is. In general, in our culture, people are too much of a hurry. They're too much of a hurry to make money, too much in a hurry to get attention. That also involves, in romantic relationships.
Right.
Right.
So what's the difference between seduction and love?
Well, I maintain that the process of seducing is making the other person fall in love, right?
The process of seducing is getting the other person to fall in love. Huh. Could someone fall in love without being seduced? Without seducing them?
No.
Even in love at first sight, there could be like a moment of seduction that turns into that, or how does that work?
Well, even in love at first sight, which I say I've kind of maybe experienced, it doesn't necessarily lead to something, right? You still have to go through a process where the other person's character, that you start idealizing and romanticizing, thinking about them. Even that immediate attraction, there is still the seduction process that has to go on.
Sure.
Right? And so, I try in the Art of Seduction, I make the point that political seduction, marketing seduction, social seductions, because in your office you're continually seducing, it's the same process. And it's getting the other person to think about you and getting them to fall in love with your product, with your idea, with your political platform, or whatever it is. And that process of internalizing that other person, of having their presence, their spirit or whatever, inside you, inhabit you, and you're thinking about them a lot, is a process of falling in love, right? So it doesn't mean that there aren't seductions where you're seducing the other person and then it's over after a month, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to lead to a relationship. But I separate seduction from just having sex.
Yes.
So if you go to a bar and you pick up a woman in the bar, and that night you go back to your place and you have sex, that's not seduction, right? Because we are psychological creatures, right? We're not animals. And the process of actually having our emotions engaged by the other person takes a lot deeper process, right? It can't happen quickly, it can't happen overnight. So seduction isn't like, pickup artists don't really like the art of seduction so much.
Why is that?
Because it's not quick enough for them. I'm telling you, you have to go through these steps. I don't want to have to go through all these steps. I don't have to wait 3 weeks to sleep with her, or a month. I don't have to surprise her and give her gifts, or I'm talking about from the male point of view.
Sure.
Do all of these things that Robert talks about. I want it quick. Some of them aren't like that, but some of them are. And so there are plenty of books written out there about how to pick up women or guys in a bar. But the seduction isn't about that. It's something else. It's something more elemental. And I talk in the Art of Seduction about how it goes back to our childhood, how we are incredibly vulnerable to the emotions of other people. It begins with our parents, right? And the sense of, we internalize their presence. We're thinking about them. We have this kind of very deep emotional attachment to them. We're seduced by our parents in some ways. It kind of sets a tone from early childhood, this need to feel vulnerable to other people, right? That's the thing as well is, it's a lot of people mistake seduction, and that's the reason I wrote the book. They have really bad ideas about it.
What do they think it is?
Well, they have an idea that it's this kind of cold process. Typically, it'll be a male seducer, but it can be a woman, and they're really conniving. And they're coming up with all kinds of tricks, schemes to get the woman or man to fall for them. And either they're after money or sex or something else, right? And actually seduction is a matter of vulnerability. It's making yourself vulnerable to the other person.
Really?
Yeah. And we live in times where people have a hard time being vulnerable. If you're insecure, if you're filled with a lot of anxiety, you tend to close up inside of yourself. And to let another person in and to let them have some control over your emotions can be kind of a scary process. But if you can't feel that vulnerability, if you can't open yourself up to the power of that other person, there won't be a seduction. It'll be this kind of cold, mechanical process, right?